Good morning, all. Today we are going to see phase controlled rectifiers principle and operation. We know that the core use of the rectifier is to convert AC current into DC current. The rectifiers consist of semiconductor diodes and thyristors to do this function. There are various types of rectifiers, namely half wave, full wave, and full bridge, with different types of loads like R load, L load, and RL load and RLE loads. Before we understand the principle and the operation of the rectifier, let us quickly refresh what a rectifier is. A rectifier is an electrical component that converts alternating current AC into direct current DC. A rectifier is analogous to a one-way valve that allows an electrical current flow in only one direction. The process of converting AC current to DC current is known as rectification. This rectifier can take several physical forms such as solid state diodes. Diode is a uncontrolled device and thyristor is a controlled device. In this video we will see the single phase half wave and full wave rectifier with R load. Single phase half wave controlled rectifier, as the name suggests, is a rectifier circuit which converts AC input into DC output only for positive half cycle of the AC input supply, because this is a single phase half wave rectifier, so positive half cycle only we will get output. The word controlled means that we can change the starting point of load current by controlling the firing angles of SCR. Here uh, the voltage controlled device. Here by adjusting the firing angles we can control the voltages. But firing of thyristor simply means the thyristor turned on at certain point of time when it is forward bias. The circuit consists of thyristor and AC voltage source as the input and load and load. The load may be purely resistive, inductive, or combination of resistive and inductive. For simplicity, we will consider a resistive load. A simple circuit diagram of single phase half wave controlled rectifier is shown in the slide. Next, we will see the current flow direction of the positive half cycles and negative half cycles. Here rectifier we given AC input AC have two half cycles, one positive, one negative. Now based on this input we will get the output. Here positive half cycle assume the point P and Q in terminals, supply terminals. Here P we given now in positive half cycle we given positive supply. Here Q is has the negative supply. In that time the direction of the current flow is P, because we given P is the positive terminal. The positive terminal of P is directly connected to thyristor's anode terminal. We know thyristor is the unidirectional device. When anode gets positive supply, then only it starts in forward bias. So thyristor anode is the positive terminal, P also positive terminal, and P is directly connected to thyristor anode terminal. That time thyristor is forward bias and diode's cathode terminal is connected to load and load is connected to Q. So this circuit is closed. In this time the current flow will happen. That's why the load current IL is flows in this circuit. That time the voltage across the load VL is equal to IL RL is we got. And one more thing, the voltage across thyristor Vt is equal to 0, because that time switch is closed, so through the switch current is flowing, so that time Vt is equal to 0. Some voltage drop is there. In theoretically we will say Vt is equal to 0, but practically we will do in this experiment the voltage across thyristor is somewhat voltage drop is there. And this is the current flow diagram of the positive half cycle 0 to 180 degree. As we said previously, P is directly connected to T, and next T is thyristor is forward bias. That time we applying firing pulse to the thyristor, then it is starts conducting. When gate pulse is applied to thyristor, then it is turned on. So that time we will got IL current flows in the circuit, and that time voltage across the load also we got IL into RL, and that time voltage across VT is equal to 0 because the thyristor switch is closed, so that current flowing through the switch, that time VT is equal to definitely 0. During the positive half cycle, thyristor closed switch, so load current flows. Next, negative half cycle operation. Here negative half cycle we know 180 degree to 360 degree. Here only change is here P we given negative supply and Q we given positive supply. The direction of the current flow is P is the negative, and P's negative terminal is connected to thyristor's anode. Anode it is a positive terminal. So we know thyristor is a unidirectional device. When anode gets positive supply, then only it will forward bias, otherwise it will not forward bias. So now negative is connected to thyristor's positive supply. So now this time is thyristor is reverse bias. So switch is not closed. That time switch is open. So there is no current flow we got. So load current IL is equal to 0. The voltage across the load VL is equal to IL RL is also 0. Voltage across thyristor Vt is available because in negative half cycle the thyristor is open switch. That time the current IL current not flows, so that thyristor has the voltage. Next we will see the current flow direction of the negative half cycle, and this diagram shows the current flow of negative half cycle. Here we already said that P we given negative supply and Q we given positive supply. The negative is directly connected to anode terminal, so that time thyristor is reverse bias because thyristor's anode and the cathode terminal have the opposite charges, so it is reverse bias. When we given gate pulse to thyristor, also this remains off state because of reverse biasing. So this time IL not flows, so IL is equal to 0. The voltage across the load VL is equal to ILRL, that is also is 0. This time we got voltage across thyristor VT is equal to available because this time thyristor is open switch, that time thyristor has some voltages. And this is the output waveform of single phase half wave controlled rectifier. As we know, input is AC supply, so we are given 0 to 180 degree positive cycle, 180 degree to 360 degree negative of cycle, 360 degree to 180 degree again positive and again negative. Likewise the waveform will be flow. Next, gate pulse. For example, we given firing angle alpha is equal to 0. The thyristor yes conduct 0 degree, 0 to 180 degree, and again 0 to 180 degree, 0 to 180 degree. In this diagram, we given alpha is equal to 30 degree. So one half cycle is 0 to 180 degree. So here is the 30 degree we identified and draw the line here, and again 180 plus 30 210 degree and draw the line, and 360 plus 130 degree is 30 degree and draw the line, again 180 plus 30 degree next to 30 degree. Now we given alpha equal to 30 degree firing angle. So when current reaches 30 degree, that time only is thyristor starts conducting until its weight. So output load voltage is shown in the diagram. Okay, we know this is the half wave controlled rectifier. In positive half cycle only we got output, because that time only the thyristor is forward bias. So first half cycle here 30 degree to 180 degree we got the output, and the next half cycle is the negative half cycle. That time thyristor is reverse bias, so we not get the output. Again we got the another positive half cycle, next another half cycle, and this is the output load voltage. The voltage across the thyristor is just opposite of the output load voltage. When switch is open, that time only thyristor has the voltages. So we every time in reverse bias only thyristor gives the voltage. So draw the reverse bias time to thyristor will produce the output voltage. Sorry, our thyristor produces the voltage. So when switch is open, that time only thyristor produce voltage, and this is shown in this diagram. Here open switch, and here also open switch, and here also open switch, and this is the output waveform of single phase half wave controlled rectifier. Here, varying the firing angles, we can change the output voltages magnitudes. That is the concept. For find out the output voltage by using the formula Vm divided by 2 pi 1 plus cos alpha. By increasing the firing angles, the output will be reduced. Next, we will see the single phase full wave thyristor controlled rectifier. Unlike the previous half wave rectifier, the full wave rectifier utilizes both valves of the input sinusoidal waveform to provide a unidirectional output. This is because the full wave rectifier basically consists of two half waves rectifiers connected together to feed the load. The single phase full wave rectifier does this by using four thyristor arranged in a bridge arrangement, passing the positive half of the waveform as before, but inverting the negative half of the sine wave to create a pulsating DC output. Even though the voltage and current output from the rectifier is pulsating, it does not reverse direction using the full of 100% of input waveform, and thus providing full wave rectification. In the fully controlled rectifier configuration, the average DC load voltage is controlled using two thyristor per half cycle. Thyristor T1 and T3 are fired together as a pair during the positive half cycle, while thyristor T2 and T4 are also fired together as a pair during the negative half cycle, that is 180 degree after T1 and T2. Then during continuous conduction mode, the operation of four thyristors are constantly being switched as a alternate pairs to maintain the average or equivalent DC output voltage. Yes, with the half controlled rectifier, the output voltage can be fully controlled by varying the thyristor firing delay angle alpha. Next, we will see the current flow diagrams, what happened in positive half cycle and negative half cycle in rectifiers. The positive half cycle is 0 to 180 degree. Here also we are using P and Q terminal assumption. Here we given positive supply to P terminal and negative supply to Q terminal. Now assume here is the P. P is connected to T1 thyristor and T4 thyristor. P is the positive supply. P is positive is directly connected to T1's positive terminal. So this T1 is forward bias and this T4 is reverse bias. Okay, same as this negative Q is the negative supply. Here negative is the T2 and T3 has the negative supply. Here thyristor T2 is connected in positive side, so this is forward bias, and T3 is connected in negative side. Now T3 is forward bias. That is only we are shown here. For positive half cycle, T1 and T3 is the forward bias, T2 and T4 has the reverse bias. So that positive half cycle, the current flow will be through T1 and load and T3. So switch is closed. So this time we have current flow IL flows, voltage across load VL is equal to IL and RL. The voltage across the thyristor, here we got voltage across thyristor only T1 and T3 because another two thyristors are turned off. So that we had the thyristor voltage only T1 and T3 switches. Next, this is the circuit arrangement, current flow arrangement. Here we shown that P is directly connected to T1's positive supply. The time switch is, so T1 is forward bias. So switch is, when we apply gate pulse, switch is closed. When triggering pulse alpha applied to the T1 and T3, this act as a closed switch. Now we applied T1 firing angle, so this switch is closed and current flowing through the P2T and T2 load and load to T3. Here positive half cycle T3 also also the forward bias. Now applying for T3 to firing pulse, this also starts conducting and current flow ends with Q. So direction of the current flow is here to here. And negative half cycle 180 degree to 360 degree. Here also we given small change only. The assumption is P and Q is same. Here we are applying opposite supplies to the P and Q. Here we given P to negative supply and Q to positive supply. When we given P here to negative supply, that time T2 will be forward bias and T1 will be reverse bias. Next T4 and T3 are T4 is forward bias, T3 and reverse bias. The direction of the current flow now P to T2, T2 to load, load to T4. So here also now also switch is closed switch. So current IL flows and the voltage across the load also available, and this time voltage across the thyristor we have only T2 and T3 switches. And this is the circuit current flow diagram of the negative half cycle operation. Here we given positive negative P2 negative supply and the Q2 positive supply. So current flow starts from Q, here Q, Q2 T2 switch T2 and the T2 to load to T4 switch, because in this negative half cycle T4 and T2 switches are in forward bias and current circuit ends with P terminal Q. And this is the current flow diagram of the negative half cycle. Here we have the output for both the half cycles. So it is called full wave rectifier. Next we will see the output waveforms. Yes, we know the rectifier input is AC supply, so he draw the here AC waveform. Here alpha equal to, again we are given 30 degree, so every pair of switches start conducting alpha is equal to 30 degree. For positive half cycle, the output voltage is positive half cycle T1 and T3 switches are forward bias, so we got the output. And negative half cycle T2 and T4 switches are forward bias, so we got the again negative cycle also output. And again forward bias again positive half cycle T1 and T3 has the forward bias, so we got the output. Negative half cycle also we got the output. Here all the half cycles we got the output. That's why this is called as the full wave controlled rectifier. And one more thing, here we no need any commutation circuits to turn off the thyristor, because we are using resistive load. Resistive load means when current voltage reaches 0, that time current also reached 0. So that here natural commutation or line commutation happened, so that any external circuit no need to commutation purpose. Here naturally commutation will be happened. Next, application and uses of rectifiers. The primary application of the rectifier is to drive DC power from AC power. Rectifiers are used inside the power supplies of almost of electronic equipment. In power supplies, the rectifier is normally placed in series following the transformer, a smoothing filter, and possibly a voltage regulator. And we will see the application and uses of rectifiers. First one, rectifier is used for powering appliance. Yes, we are aware that all electrical appliance uses a DC power supply to function. Using a rectifier in the power supply helps in converting AC to DC power supply. Bridge rectifiers are widely used for large appliances where they are capable of converting high AC voltage to low DC voltage. Next one, used with transformers. The use of a half wave rectifier can help us achieve the desired DC voltage by using a step down or step up transformers. Full wave rectifiers are even used for powering up the motor and LED, which works on DC voltage. Third one, uses of rectifiers while soldering. A half wave rectifier is used in soldering iron types of circuit and is also used in mosquito repellent to drive the lead for the fumes. In electric welding, bridge rectifier circuits are used to supply steady and polarized DC voltage. And rectifiers used for AM radio. The half wave rectifier is used in AM radio is a detector because the output consists of audio signal. Due to the less intensity of the current, it is of very little use of the more complex rectifier. The rectifier uses of rectifier in circuit. A half wave rectifier is used in firing circuits and pulse generating circuits and used for modulations. For demodulating the amplitude of a modulated signal, a half wave rectifier used in a radio signal to detect the amplitude of a modulating signal. The full wave bridge rectifier is used. And full wave rectifier is also used in battery charging and speed control of DC motors. We are using full wave controlled rectifiers, and switched mode power supplies we are using full wave rectifiers, and uninterrupted power supply also we are using full wave rectifiers. And these are the application and uses of single phase half and full wave rectifiers. Thank you. Next, I will meet you in another concepts.